Have you ever believed that simply thinking positively could unlock the door to your dreams? It's a belief shared by millions, fueled by pop psychology and a booming $12 billion self-help industry that promises brighter moods and transformative life changes through the power of optimism. In her 2008 book, The Secret Daily Teachings, Rhonda Byrne, a prominent self-help author, encouraged readers to embrace this mindset with advice like, whatever big thing you are asking for, consider having the celebration now as though you have received it. It sounds inspiring, doesn't it? Picture yourself celebrating a new job, a loving relationship, or a healthier body before it even happens. Surely, that kind of positivity can propel you forward. But what if this widely accepted idea is leading us astray? What if positive thinking, instead of being the key to success, is actually holding us back? The reality, as revealed by decades of psychological research, is far more nuanced and, frankly, a bit surprising. While positive thinking can lift our spirits in the moment, over time, it can drain our motivation, leaving us stuck, frustrated, and unable to achieve our goals. If we truly want to move forward, engage with the world, and feel energized, we need to do more than just dream big. We need to confront the obstacles in our path, grounding our aspirations in reality to unleash our greatest potential. Through years of studies, I've uncovered a startling connection between positive thinking and poor performance, leading me to develop a new approach that combines dreams with reality, a method that has proven to help people not only achieve their goals, but also improve their mental well-being. Let's dive into this journey of discovery, explore the science behind it, and learn how to harness our minds for real, lasting success. The dark side of positive thinking. What the research shows. At first glance, positive thinking seems like a no-brainer. Who wouldn't want to imagine a future filled with success, love, or achievement? It feels good to picture yourself crossing the finish line of a marathon, landing your dream job, or finally connecting with that special someone. But when my colleagues and I began studying the effects of positive thinking, we found something unexpected. The more people indulge in these undirected flights of fancy, the less likely they are to turn their dreams into reality. In one study, we worked with college students who had a crush on someone they admired from afar. We asked them to rate how likely they thought they were to start a relationship with that person, then presented them with open-ended scenarios to complete. For example, you're at a party, talking to your crush, when another person, someone you think your crush might like, walks in and approaches you both. What happens next? Some students spun tales of romantic triumph, imagining themselves leaving the party hand in hand with their crush, turning heads as they went. Others envisioned heartbreak, picturing their crush bonding with the newcomer over shared interests while they felt left out and invisible. 5 months later, we followed up to see what had happened. The results were striking. The students who had indulged in positive fantasies were significantly less likely to have initiated a relationship with their crush. This wasn't a one-off finding. Over 2 decades, we conducted similar studies across diverse groups: adults, children, people from different countries, with goals ranging from romance to health, academics, and career aspirations. Time and again, we found the same pattern. The more people engaged in positive fantasies about their future, the worse their performance. Those who thought positive and imagined themselves effortlessly achieving their goals were the least likely to actually succeed. Why does this happen? The answer lies in how our minds and bodies respond to positive thinking. When we fantasize about a perfect future, our brain experiences what psychologists call mental attainment. It feels as though we've already achieved our goal. This virtual success tricks our mind into relaxing, sapping the energy we need to take action in the real world. In one experiment, we asked participants to spend just a few minutes imagining a bright future, say, acing an exam or landing a promotion. We then measured their systolic blood pressure, a key indicator of energy levels. The results were astonishing. Their blood pressure dropped significantly, by about half the amount that smoking a cigarette would raise it. While a cigarette might increase blood pressure by 5 to 10 points, positive fantasizing lowered it by 2.5 to 5 points. This relaxation might feel pleasant in the moment, but it leaves us less motivated to put in the effort required to achieve our goals. The consequence is clear. People who indulge in positive fantasies don't work as hard. In multiple studies, we found that those who dreamed of success without considering the challenges ahead exerted less effort compared to those who had more balanced, questioning, or even negative thoughts. This lack of effort translated into poorer outcomes, whether it was failing to ask out a crush, falling short on academic goals, or struggling to maintain a fitness routine. Positive thinking, it turns out, can be a double-edged sword, lifting our mood temporarily, but setting us up for disappointment in the long run. The link between positive thinking and depression, given this connection between positive thinking and poor performance, I began to wonder, could positive thinking also increase the risk of depression? Researchers have long known that poor performance can contribute to depressive symptoms. Psychologists also suggest that depression often distorts our perception, causing us to fixate on negative stimuli and interpret neutral situations in a pessimistic light. Stress can trigger these cognitive biases, which may lie dormant until a significant setback like failing to achieve an important goal brings them to the surface. If positive thinking leads to failure, could it also pave the way for depression? To explore this, my team conducted a series of studies with both adults and children. In one study, we worked with 88 American undergraduates, asking them to complete a dozen open-ended scenarios where they imagined themselves as the protagonists. For instance, you're working on an important project and can't meet the deadline. You've asked your client for an extension, and you know it's likely they'll grant it. Today, they'll call with their decision. Participants wrote down their thoughts while imagining waiting for the call, rating them for positivity or negativity. We also assessed their depression levels using the Center for Epidemiological Studies Depression Scale, a well-established questionnaire. A month later, we had the students return to complete more scenarios and undergo a second depression evaluation. The findings were telling. Students who had engaged in positive fantasies were less depressed initially, but showed higher levels of depression a month later. To dig deeper, we conducted a similar study with school children, this time checking back after 7 months. Once again, the pattern held. Positive fantasies were linked to greater long-term depression. We suspected that poor performance was the missing link, so we designed another study to test this hypothesis. At the start of an academic semester, we had 148 college students complete scenarios and assess their depression levels. 2 months later, near the semester's end, we asked them about their study efforts, how many hours they spent preparing for class, how hard they felt they'd been working, and whether they'd done extra credit. We also recorded their midterm and final exam grades and reassessed their depression. The results confirmed our suspicions. Students who fantasized positively performed worse academically, put in less effort, and experienced higher levels of depression. The worse their grades, the more depressed they became, largely because they hadn't tried as hard. This pattern isn't limited to academic settings. Other studies have shown that patients who attempt suicide and indulge in positive fantasies initially think less about suicide, but are more likely to attempt it again over time. Similarly, older adults who envisioned idealized futures often ended up less happy, likely because they weren't prepared for the challenges of aging. While our research doesn't prove that positive fantasies directly cause depression, the correlation is strong and a causal relationship is plausible. Initially, positive fantasies feel good, boosting our mood and making us feel happier. But over time, as reality catches up and we fail to achieve our goals, our outlook darkens and depression can set in. Beyond positive thinking, a new path to success. If positive thinking isn't the answer, what is? This question weighed on me as I reflected on my early research in the 1990s. I had started this journey to help people achieve their dreams, not to discourage them. I was disappointed by the findings, but they sparked a new question. Could we harness the power of our dreams in a way that empowers rather than relaxes us? I began to explore a technique called mental contrasting, which combines positive fantasies with a realistic assessment of the obstacles in our path. In one study, we worked with 168 female university students in Germany, asking them to identify their most important relationship goal and rate how likely they thought they were to achieve it. Each student then listed 4 positive outcomes of achieving their goal, like having more time with a partner or feeling deeply loved, and 4 obstacles that might stand in their way, such as shyness or a demanding schedule. We divided the students into 4 groups. The first group practiced mental contrasting. They imagined the best outcome of their goal, then immediately visualized a key obstacle. The second group focused only on positive outcomes, the third only on obstacles, and the fourth reverse contrasted, starting with the obstacle and then imagining the positive outcome. 2 weeks later, we checked in to see what actions the students had taken toward their goals. The results were fascinating. Students in the mental contrasting group who had realistic goals took significantly more action toward achieving them. However, those with unrealistic goals pulled back, redirecting their energy elsewhere. Mental contrasting seemed to help people allocate their energy wisely, pushing them to pursue attainable goals with vigor, while stepping away from unattainable ones. Across various studies, whether the goal was learning a language, excelling in math, succeeding in business, quitting smoking, or exercising more, mental contrasting consistently led to better outcomes. People with realistic goals applied more effort and performed better, while those with unrealistic goals conserved their energy for more feasible pursuits. Why does mental contrasting work? It enhances our awareness of obstacles, strengthens the mental link between our dreams and the challenges we face, and primes us to take action when obstacles seem surmountable. It also energizes us, as shown by increases in systolic blood pressure and participants' reports of feeling more motivated. Moreover, mental contrasting helps us process negative feedback constructively, form actionable plans, and maintain our sense of competence, even in the face of setbacks, provided our goals are realistic. When goals aren't feasible, mental contrasting allows us to detach and redirect our efforts, freeing us to pursue more attainable dreams. Taking it further, the power of WOOP to amplify the effects of mental contrasting, I explored another strategy developed by psychologist Peter M. Gowitzer called implementation intentions. This technique involves creating if-then plans to prepare for specific situations. If I encounter situation X, then I will do Y. For example, someone trying to eat healthier might say, if it's late at night and I crave chocolate, then I'll eat an apple instead. Studies show that people who use these plans perform better, whether it's women exercising more or individuals overcoming embarrassment, to attend therapy, combining mental contrasting with implementation intentions. My team developed a 4-step mental exercise called WOOP: wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. First, you define your wish, something meaningful and achievable. Next, you visualize the best outcome, letting yourself fully experience the joy of achieving it. Then, you identify the internal obstacle holding you back, imagining it vividly. Finally, you create an if-then plan to overcome that obstacle. This exercise is quick, taking just 5 to 10 minutes, and can be done anywhere, whether you're at home, at work, or on a crowded subway. Imagine you're preparing for a job interview that excites you, but you struggle with nerves. Your wish might be, I want to impress my interviewer with my skills, charisma, and passion. You visualize the outcome connecting with the interviewer, speaking confidently, and leaving them impressed, perhaps even sharing a laugh. Then, you identify your obstacle, your anxiety and lack of confidence in high-pressure situations. You reflect on past experiences, times you felt overshadowed or doubted your abilities, like a previous interview where you stumbled or a conversation where someone dismissed your ideas. Finally, you form a plan. If I start to feel nervous during the interview, then I'll remind myself that I'm well prepared and passionate about this role. WOOP isn't just for professional goals, it's versatile. Over the past decade, we've tested it across diverse groups and found it outperforms mental contrasting or implementation intentions alone. Low-income mothers in a vocational program managed their time better. Children improved their school performance. Middle-aged women ate healthier and exercised more. Stroke patients lost weight, and couples communicated better, all thanks to WOOP. In one study, women using WOOP exercised twice as much as a control group, both immediately and 4 months later, and after 2 years, they were eating an extra serving of fruits and vegetables daily. These aren't small changes, they're life-altering improvements, achieved without expensive interventions. WOOP and depression. A beacon of hope, given WOOP's success, we wondered if it could help people with mild to moderate depression, a condition often marked by low motivation and energy. Depressed individuals often lose interest in daily activities, feeling sad and unable to find joy. Since WOOP boosts motivation and energy for achievable goals, we hypothesized it could help alleviate some of these symptoms. We placed a newspaper ad seeking participants with depression who were willing to try a new technique. We recruited 47 individuals with mild to moderate depression, dividing them into 2 groups. Each participant chose an achievable goal, such as becoming more physically active or replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. The first group practiced WOOP, while the second served as a control. After 3 weeks, we checked in. The results were encouraging. About 80% of the WOOP group achieved their goals, compared to just over 30% in the control group. While we didn't see a significant reduction in depression levels, possibly because 3 weeks wasn't long enough, WOOP clearly helped participants engage more with life and accomplish more, addressing a key symptom of depression: lack of motivation. How you can use WOOP to transform your life. If you're struggling with depression, low energy, or unmet goals, WOOP offers a simple, enjoyable way to regain momentum. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and formulate a wish, something meaningful, like getting a promotion or starting a new relationship. Spend a few minutes visualizing its fulfillment, the pride of a salary bump, the joy of shared moments with a partner. Let yourself feel the happiness it brings. Now, shift gears and identify the obstacle within you. Be honest, what's holding you back? Is it fear of failure, lack of confidence, or procrastination? Reflect on past experiences that highlight this obstacle, letting the emotions surface. Finally, create an if-then plan. If I feel overwhelmed by work, then I'll break my tasks into smaller steps and start with one. Then, go about your day and let WOOP work its magic. WOOP isn't a replacement for positive thinking, it's a complement. In moments of crisis, when you need a quick mood boost, indulge in positive fantasies. But for long-term progress, combine your dreams with reality. The more you practice WOOP, the easier it becomes, and soon you'll find yourself using it in everyday moments while waiting in line or before bed. It's not a miracle cure, but it can help you rediscover your energy, achieve your goals, and find joy in life again, from your daily routines to the beauty of spring blossoms.